Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by today. I no longer use toilet paper to wipe my butt. Now, before you switch off, hey, mein Buntai. Before you switch this video off, hold on for 1 minute. What we're really talking about here is assimilating into a new culture, a new country. I grew up in America, obviously, and my whole life I thought that using toilet paper was the most effective way to wipe my butt. Only to find out 55 years later, that's not the most sanitary, it's not the most hygienic way. But it wasn't like I got off the plane in the Philippines and started using the bidet or what I use now, soap and water. No. See, they use the bidet over here in the Philippines. Or soap and water, or water, which is really the best way. Because, when you use toilet paper, see, I didn't know this. You're leaving a lot of residue behind, just to be civil about it. And, you run the risk of spreading bacteria. But you never realized that growing up. It was just, a tradition in my family and where I come from. You never even thought, you even had a second thought about it. But imagine how many pairs of underwear are ruined. The embarrassment of, your mother taking your underwear, putting them in the wash machine to see the stripes. And see, all those days was over. Now that I use soap and water, which is my preferred method, I feel cleaner. I feel more confident when I go out. I know there's nothing left behind. And that's really not the only thing that I've assimilated, the only way I've assimilated over here. But it's a big one. Because, when you come from America, we do everything the best if you believe the hype, if you're drinking the poison over there. So we think we're more civil than every other country. But we're in the Neanderthal days, really. We're way back. If you're still using toilet paper right now, you're not getting clean. You're not using the most effective way, certainly not the most hygienic way. And this is just one of the ways that we're sort of like we're stuck back into the dark ages over there. But a friend of mine, even though it's been like years, because Maryland, I didn't know how to use the bidet. And I couldn't understand how that worked. And I was afraid. The first time I tried to use it, I got my pants and stuff all wet. And I just didn't understand how it worked. But then Maryland was like, well, just use soap and water. And that made a lot of sense to me. And so I no longer use toilet paper and when my viewers from America, when they watch this, they may freak out, but they certainly gonna think twice now about it because that's what we use over there. I didn't even know what a bidet was till I started coming over here. But something else that I learned over here, because it's all about assimilating, man. It's all about, accepting their culture as my own, or taking on parts of their culture. I remove my shoes when I go in the house. This is another thing we don't do in America. We just track everything from outside into the house. All the germs, the poop, whatever it is you walking on out there. It was only till I came over here in the Philippines that I start taking off my shoes. And it's funny because it takes a long time for you to get adjusted to that, to be comfortable with that. Because you're doing something your whole life. Now all of a sudden, you're asked to do a 180 and do something else. And then, people are subconscious about their feet, the bunions and the ashy feet and everything, long ass nails. Well, If you're going to live in the Philippines, you need to start taking care of your feet. Get a pedicure because they're cheap over here. Pedicure is about, the lady that comes to our house, she charges me 150 pesos, less than $3 for a pedicure because she has to come to the house. If I go into a town and get it, it's like 70 pesos, a little bit over $1. But taking your shoes off, it makes all the sense in the world, right? But not if you live in America where you've been doing it your whole life. You don't take your shoes off. I mean, they just automatically do it. I automatically do it now. And it doesn't matter if the people have a dirt floor. It doesn't matter. It's a tradition, and we do it here. And anybody that comes to my house, because I used to be like, well, I'm not going to tell them to take off their shoes. But the more I lived over here and the more I realized, man, I don't want you tracking that stuff in my house. Take your damn shoes off. And they'll leave their socks on or whatever. You know, I thought I'd have this talk today because that's one of the ways of surviving in the Philippines. Remember I did the video the other day, but I didn't even talk about assimilating. And, you know, there's certain foods that I eat now that I didn't eat. Certainly drink a whole lot more water over here because that's a part of their culture. You know, my kids don't even drink pop. They don't even drink Coke. Maryland won't allow it in here for them. But, you know, I no longer use toilet paper. And I know when you watch this, you're going to be like, what? You can't think of using any other way, just like I couldn't. So thank y'all for stopping by. This is crazy, right, when you think about it. Because it's convenient. You know, you just flush it down the toilet and that's it. You know, people come over here, they say, oh, I want to use wipes. Well, you know, there could be some problems with those wipes. First of all, some of them are flushable, some of them aren't. You know, we have septic tanks over here, but at the same time, some of those chemicals that's in those wipes, they might irritate you. I found the best way is soap and water. I'm telling you, man, okay? Thank me now. Throw that Charmin and all that other stuff away. Matter of fact, over here, Filipinos use toilet paper like we would use paper towels. They have no use for it. Okay? They're far ahead of us in our modern world over there as far as wiping your behind. They're way up here. We're still way down here. If you still wiping your ass, okay, with paper, you're dirty. Okay, you're leaving residue behind. You're funky. You're stinking. Whether you know it or not. You're going to ruin underwear. You're going to ruin friendships. You may ruin your marriage. But I know if I was washing clothes and have to wash your filthy ass underwear all the time, I'd get fired up. You'd have to make some type of changes or you'd be out of there. But we think we're so civil. We brought civilization to the world. Bullshit, man. You're still tracking your dirt inside your house. But we're a first world country. Now, when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find your heart to help somebody. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. I'm going to help you now. Expats try to do without health care over here in the Philippines. If you ask 10 expats, hey, do you have health care insurance over in the Philippines? They're going to say no. I recommend Michael Onstadt. I don't get a commission for this, but it's important. We try to do without that, and you're going to eventually need it. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Throw that toilet paper away. Have a bidet installed in your house or just soap and water. It's more effective. It's more sanitary. It's more hygienic. You don't have to worry about leaving any residue behind. Stinking when you go back to work. Because here's what happens too a lot of times. When you go use the restroom, people don't wash their hands. So now you got poop on your hands. You can't see it, but because you can't see it don't mean it's not there. And you want to shake people's hands. You even want to fist bump them, man. Come on, guys. But we're supposed to be the leaders of the free world. We're supposed to be setting an example for everybody else. We're civil. We're bringing civilization around the planet, and we're still using paper to wipe our butts. It's time to wake up, guys. Take your shoes off before you go in to the house. Certainly in America with carpet, imagine all the dirt and all the filth you leaving behind when you go in somebody's house. We don't have a second thought about it though, because it's something that we're used to doing. Well, you may need to rethink that, ladies and gentlemen. Set some new traditions. Establish some new habits of cleanliness, hygiene. Thank me now.
Boots on the ground, don't do nothing stupid. Give that man his flowers, a tribute through music. If I don't know nothing, I know one thing.